Slamdown is sponsored by BODYSLAM and Jam, and also sponsored by WWE Smack Talks. Welcome to another episode of Slamdown. As you can see by the title at the bottom, we're going to be covering everything SmackDown on the latest show. I'm getting a bit bored of SmackDown this episode. It was very James Ellsworth oriented again. I do think that gimmick is killing SmackDown a little bit now. It's getting a bit boring, a bit tedious. It's like, yeah. I can't understand why he's so popular with the crowd. You know, he's basically played as a joke, and that's the way he's being used. So I don't understand his popularity. Okay, that's me as a wrestling fan point of view. I can't understand it. But we did see the start of the show with Shane McMahon, I was about to say Dean Ambrose, Daniel Bryan and Ellsworth, but Ellsworth was coughing and all sorts, and Daniel basically said, "You're not clear to compete," and sent him home. That was basically about it. After that, it led into Miz TV, where Miz introduces AJ Styles. It was light-hearted, joking about Ellsworth, you know. And then it started to go a bit further, where Miz was saying that he was considering going for the WWE Championship and making that legendary like he's made the Intercontinental. That was it. And after that, Dean Ambrose came down, Dolph Ziggler came down, and Luke Harper. Now, I was worried about this. I thought it was going to lead in to Dolph Ziggler and The Miz again. Please God, no. Oh, that's what had me panicking a lot. Because we've had it so much now. It's boring. You know, you can't repeat stuff and expect the same results. You know, people can get bored. But yeah. But the good thing, it wasn't. You know, it led into a match later on in the night where The Miz would take on Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, and Luke Harper, who showed up as well, in a number one contender match. Now, before we even get to the main event, I was definitely hoping we weren't going to have Dean Ambrose win or Dolph Ziggler. You know, or The Miz, to be honest, because I've seen The Miz versus AJ Styles. Because if you think back, you know, AJ Styles knocked the veneers out of Miz's mouth. So, hang on, Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles, I think they've had one match before, but I wouldn't mind it too much. Luke Harper, AJ Styles could have been interesting. After that, we had Carmella taking on Natalie, with Nikki Bella sitting at ringside. Basically, this is over where Carmella has said, "It wasn't me that attacked you, it was Natalie that attacked you at Survivor Series." Um. Anyway, all the who went that? Natalie tried to reason with Nikki on the outside, shoved the fearless one. Whether or not she was shoving her out the way of Carmella, or simply shoving her is a mystery. All of these distractions for Natalie, however, led to Carmella taking advantage and finding a 3 count, rolling her up. So Kamala got the victory over Natalie. It was a 2-star match. It was basic. After that, we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championships #1 contender Battle Royal, which I couldn't understand why there was no Usos. You know, I quite like the Usos heel gimmick, and I think, but then I can also understand you can't have heel against heel. But with the amount of heels they had in there, you know, and them not giving the American Alpha an early push, you know, because you don't want to give them a push too early due to the fact, you know, you want to build them right, you want to use them right, you know, you don't want to over push them too far forward too quickly. But we saw the Hype Bros get the victory over that, beating Connor, Victor, Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, Fernando, Tyler Breeze, and Rhino and Heath Slater. But we also saw Heath Slater accidentally knock Rhino out, so it looks like they're going to be splitting up that tag team up. But yeah, but the Hype Bros got the victory and will take on the Riots for the Tag Team Championship. After that, we had Becky Lynch taking on Alexa Bliss. It was average again. Oh, sorry, the tag team 2.5. It was nothing special. Becky Lynch took on Alexa Bliss. You know, she was against a developmental person. Alexa Bliss just shoved her out the ring before the bell. Becky come down and said she wanted a rematch, and Alexa Bliss wasn't going to give it to her. Started to head backstage. Started to go backstage, showing music hits, and says, "We're going to make this match happen now for the Women's WWE title." But Alexa Bliss manages halfway through the match to get out of the ring and get the count out. So losing the match, but still keeping the title. After that, we had our fatal 4-way elimination match for the #1 contender. It weren't great, to be honest. We had AJ Styles at ringside, but it was... Dean Ambrose is a good performer. You know, it's... You know, The Miz was beaten out early. Luke Harper went out after that, and leaving Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. But there was also a stipulation, if any of the Wyatts, Maurice, interfere in the match, then that person will be eliminated. So we kept the match going. It was, to be honest, it was a 3.5. I had to think about that. But Dolph Ziggler got the win, leading to Dolph Ziggler taking on AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Another thing also, they seem to have dropped the World and Heavyweight out of it now, and they just call it the WWE Championship. I don't know why. I don't know if they're going to change the Raw title's name to World Championship, because I don't know, but that's what they're going with. I don't know if I can look forward to Dolph Ziggler against AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles will win it. I think it's going to be too easy. I think SmackDown needs some new superstars. We know John Cena's coming back in 2 weeks' time, but there is rumours going around that Samoa Joe's going to turn up on SmackDown. So are we going to see Samoa Joe taking on John Cena, or are we going to see Samoa Joe taking on AJ Styles? That is the big questions. It's not much. Overall, SmackDown was not as good as what it was last week. So I'm going to have to knock it down to 2.5 stars. It's about Raw. It was underperforming. But that's everything SmackDown related. I don't think there's any news. There isn't any news or anything like that to tell you about. But I will tell you one thing. We have got the Lucha Underground show on Friday with Keegan and Shay. Also, Monday, 9:30. We're coming half an hour later. We will have total non-stop deletion. Keegan will be popping on to talk about comparisons between deletion and Lucha Underground with production wise. People I can confirm, Young Bucks have confirmed they're going to be there. Disco Inferno has confirmed he's going to be there. Rock and Roll Express have confirmed they're going to be there. And there's a few others as well. So it looks like we're going to have a good few deals. Matt Hardy has turned up at Ring of Honor, so I think this is what they've gone to Ring of Honor and said, look, let us use Young Bucks. We'll give you the Hardys for a night. So I think it's been that kind of deal with them. I think, and also, little side note, Matt Hardy has said that he will appear in the WWE if they allow their superstars to wrestle at this event. Don't think it will happen. I can't see the Wyatts or anybody else turning up, but that's the offer that Matt has made. Because, to be honest, the WWE would want it to be on their television, not TNA's. That you got to think that's how things works. He's not going to do things like he did for ECW. But that's everything for this show. Like I said, I'll be back Monday with Final Deletion. And tomorrow, 12 p.m. Friday, 12 p.m. will be Lucha Underground talk with Keegan and Shay. So, big thanks to all the people that's watching. If you've got different views of SmackDown, please leave in the comments. I do reply to everything. Or you can tweet us at SlamDownLive. So this is your host, Ashley Friend. And see you again Monday.